everybody, I'm Taylor from Tailored Expressions, and I'm glad you're tuning in here on our YouTube channel. If there's one thing you use a lot of in paper crafting, it's adhesive. But with such a huge variety of adhesives on the market, it can sometimes be difficult to know which one is best to use. We all want our projects to shine, and if you're like me, you know that using the wrong amount or type of glue can quickly turn your piece of art into a huge mess. Maybe you've already discovered your favorite adhesive, and if so, that's great. But maybe you're searching for something new and just need a good recommendation to get you started. So today I'm going to share a few of my favorite adhesives and provide you with some tips and tricks for making adhesives work for you. So first up, we have our foam tape rolls. The thing I really love about these is that they're a great value. This roll here, you get 36 yards of foam tape. It's 1/16 inch thick. So that is really a ton of foam tape. It's going to last you a long time, especially if you like to pop up lots of elements on your projects. Now this foam tape roll is 1/8 inch thick, and because it's twice as thick, it's half the yardage. So this one is 18 yards long and this one is 36 yards long. Either way, that's a lot of foam tape to get you a long ways in your projects. Now if you like to use the small foam squares, that's fine too. I really just enjoy these because I get to choose exactly how much I want to cut off of my roll, so I can use just a little or a lot. And I should mention that this 1/8 inch thick foam tape is my adhesive of choice for using with shaker cards. As I said, you can cut off just as much as you want, and you can use that right around the outside of your shaker element. So this is what I would suggest for creating those shaker cards. So next up, we have my personal favorite liquid adhesive, which is called the best glue ever. And in my opinion, it's the best glue ever. It goes on really smoothly without warping your paper, and you really only need to use a very small amount. So this one bottle will get you a long ways. When you place your piece down with the adhesive on it, you still have a little bit of time to shift it around before the glue really cements it into place. It comes with a detailed tip, as you can see here. But a lot of times I wish I had something even more fine to apply adhesive to those really intricate die cuts. So recently I've started using the fine line applicator. You can see here that the fine line applicators come empty, and when you receive them, you can just unscrew the cap and fill it with your favorite liquid adhesive. Now I obviously choose the best glue ever, but if you already have another favorite, you can still use the applicator and just squirt in your own personal favorite. Now when I unscrew the cap of the applicator itself, you can see that it comes with that very fine line tip that's going to just squirt out just the right amount of adhesive that you need. It comes with a wire built into the cap, so you can eliminate clogging and provide an airtight closure just by slipping that wire right back into the top. Now some of us might need our glasses to get it back in there, but I promise it's worth the effort to eliminate the frustration of clogging your glue bottle. Okay, so next up we have our Express-It double-sided tape. This comes in 3 different thicknesses. I have our 1/8 inch, the 1/4 inch, and the 1/2 inch. I prefer to use this adhesive when I'm creating 3D projects like our Sacket or our test tube caddy. You can quickly and easily tear the tape in exactly the size that you need. It just tears with your fingertips, just like this. Put it down onto your paper, and then you can peel away the backing, and you have your sticky part there. So as I said, I would try using this with 3D projects. It sticks really well. It's a very high tack adhesive. And if you've never used this product before, I find myself using the 1/4 inch the most, so I would start there if you haven't used it before. Next up, we have the Scotch Adhesive Dot Runner. I just can't say enough good things about this adhesive. Everybody needs a basic runner, and there are so many things I love about this one. First, it's super easy to use. With a lot of other runners, I find myself applying the adhesive the wrong way. It gets tangled up inside, and then I ruin my whole roll and I end up having to replace it. This runner has little raised dots on it. You can see here, I always use those dots to know that my pointer finger needs to rest on them. And then I'm ready to apply my adhesive just like this. Now another great little tip about this adhesive is when you do apply it, it's not permanent. So you can take your fingertip and actually just rub that adhesive right off your paper if you happen to put that down and you didn't want it there. So there you have just perfectly clear paper again. Now, another thing I want to show you is just how simple it is to refill. I have an empty cartridge here, so I'll quickly walk you through that. You just push on this button where it says push, open it up, put in your refill, click it into place, and shut it. And then you're ready to go with your pointer finger on those dots again, and you can apply your adhesive. Now, the last thing that I love about this adhesive is that when you apply it, you can see that it's made up of all these tiny little dots. And that's why it's called the adhesive dot roller, of course. So when you apply the adhesive to an intricate cutting plate design, these individual little adhesive dots only stick to the paper and not to the open spaces. So that makes this a great option for so many different applications in your paper crafting projects. All right, so last I have an adhesive that gets a lot of use in my craft room. This is called Scotch removable tape. This is the adhesive I recommend for adhering your dies to the paper before you run them through your die cut machine. So if you have a stamp and die combo that match, you'll want to adhere your die to your paper before you cut out that stamped image. And this is the adhesive that I use for that. Now, after you do your die cutting and you remove it from your machine, it's not going to rip your paper, which is a great feature. I would say this is definitely a must-have staple for anyone who does die cutting. So I hope you learned something new today and are feeling inspired to give a new adhesive a try. You can find all of these adhesives in the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com or by clicking here. Thanks for stopping by today. Happy stamping!